Good evening, everybody. This is Chandramouli. So, today's our topic is spoken English. What is spoken English all about? Spoken English is nothing but we use spoken English to communicate each other by using English language. That is spoken English. Why we need spoken English today? So wherever you go, means any country, any continent, if you want to get any job, you should be good at communication skills. Without communication skills, you won't get anything else. If you have subject, if you have percentage, everything, but without spoken English, you can't do anything else. The spoken English is entirely based on communication, to communicate with others, to communicate your feelings, thoughts, desires with other persons. So that's why we need a spoken English. Each and everybody has to read it, each and everybody has to learn it, each and everybody has to listen, each and everybody has to speak. The spoken English also depends on sports skills. That is what I told you already. L, S or U, W. L, S or W skills. L stands for listening. L stands for listening. S stands for speaking. So these are the LS or W skills. L stands for listening, S stands for speaking, R stands for reading, W stands for writing. Without these four skills, we can't speak English properly. As we can speak, but we can't speak exact English. Right? Here, in this LS, these two skills are useful to speak any kind of language without education. There is no need to go to schools, there is no need to be an illiterate person. So here, the spoken English depends on these four skills, but whereas if we want to speak any language, these two skills, listening and speaking, these two things plays vital role to speak any language. How it is possible? Yes, it is possible. Suppose you see, in the world, so many people are uneducated. They don't know how to write, how to read. But still they are capable to speak their mother tongue. Right? So how they are speaking their mother tongue? Without knowing reading, without knowing writing. They don't know. They don't know that either it is a Telugu or a Tamil or English or French or German, whatever it may be language. They don't know how to read, how to write. But still they are speaking fluently better than us. What is the reason behind that? Only listening and speaking. Only listening and speaking. By these two skills, they are speaking. Perfect example for you, a baby, a child. By birth, he starts to communicate, but he can't speak. What he does is first, he does is to listen the words of the parents or relatives. After that, maybe 1 year, after 1.5 years, he tried to speak it out, whatever he listened. First, the child, baby, listens to the words of their parents. After that, they try to speak it out.
Finally, outcome comes out. Speaking, making small words, speaking small words, or making small sentences like amma, daddy, father, sister, akka, whatever it may be. After that, he speaks sentences. How it is possible? The child is educated, the baby is educated. Has he gone to school? No. He is a small baby. He is a toddler. Still he is speaking. Everybody speaks their mother tongue without the help of these two skills, so reading and writing. Only the help of the listening and speaking, they can speak it out. What they are doing, what kind of activity the child is doing is just first they are listening, after that they are speaking whatever they listen. Right? And I will give another example. When we go to other states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, these are not our mother tongues. So when we go to Tamil Nadu, what is the problem we are going to face? The language. That's a Tamil, we belongs to Telugu, but we can't understand Tamil. After 3 months or 6 months, after 1 year, automatically we can speak Tamil. What is the reason here? Just we are listening Tamil there. After that, after certain time, we are learning little bit of words. After that, we are making little bit sentences. Finally, we come to know what is Tamil is all about. But still we don't know how to read Tamil, how to write Tamil. But we are good at Tamil. We can speak Tamil. So here, only two skills are helping to speak any kind of the language in the world. Not only Tamil, not only Karnataka, not only English or French or Germany, whatever the language. The first process is listening and second process is speaking. Right? Yeah, fine. LLP. So L stand for language. L stands for learning, and P stands for process. Each and every living being on this earth has its own communication. How we learn a language? How we start language? What is base for language? Base for language is words. What is base for words? Alphabets. So, each and every learner in basic level, he try to speak it out a little bit of words. First, what he learns? He learns basic alphabets. After that, he tries to know little bit vocabulary. That is called words. After that, by using that vocabulary, he tries to speak it out. So that is the process of language learning, language learning process. So each and every living being on this earth has its own style of communication, but unfortunately only the human being language is authentic language. It is recognized as authentic language. Animals can't speak, but they can send signals by acting themselves. Suppose dogs, you see how they love us. They try to communicate it with us. How they communicate? They communicate by licking. How animals communicate with us? By licking or moving its tail. So when you go to home, when you go to some other places, leaving the dog at home, after 1 day or 2 days, when you reaches the house, what it does is, what dog does this to you? It comes emotionally and touches you and licks you and it tries to place with you. So it's trying to communicate with you automatically. It comes there. So we use dogs for, where we use dogs? We use dogs to investigate. Police dogs are there. They will be communicated. Before we go into the ancient days, you see, if you go to the ancient days, the communication, entire communication goes through, how it happened at there? It was done by birds, pigeons. So pigeons are the first messengers to one place to another place. So we are using birds to communicate. We are using animals for communication. So each and every living being has its own communication, right? So here our spoken English is based on spoken communication. So there are other communications also there. What are they? By touching also we can communicate. Suppose you baby, small baby. How the baby recognizes their parents? In 2 ways. First one is voice. Second one is touch of our mother, touch of their parents. Automatically they can recognize. So here by touching also we can communicate. They can identify. And other way of communication, licking. They can express their love towards us by licking. Dogs or other animals try to lick their babies, like cows or buffaloes. What they will do? They lick their babies to express their love. So here language learning process starts with basic level. After that little bit of words. After that little bit of sentences. And finally we come to speak it out. Whatever your feeling is there, your feeling is there in your mind, and whatever the thought is there in your mind, ideas are there in our mind. We communicate through spoken English. Without spoken, how can we understand? Suppose you want to tell something to you. You want to share his feelings, but he's not speaking. You want to share his ideas, he's not speaking. You want to share his desires, but he is not speaking. How can you understand? The communication takes place when you speak it out. Right? So without speaking, if you are good at listening, if you are good at reading, if you are good at writing, no use. The only thing each and everybody in day-to-day life has to do to speak. Whatever you listen, whatever is write, whatever is reading, everything has to express in spoken form. Then only it will be taken as a shape of communication. Communication takes place. Communication అనేది జరుగుతుందన్నమాట. It happens. Without communication, without speaking anything else, there is no communication. So means the spoken English plays vital role to share our feelings, our thoughts and our desires within your body, within your mind, everything. Try to communicate yourself. Okay.